I think one of the things I've taken away from it, and our report reflects, is that in certain conditions, this weir can be absolutely benign. And when the river is low and it's at low water on the other side of the river, because the weir effectively marks the intersection between tidal waters and non-tidal waters, you can almost paddle across the river at very low risk. But on other days, in other conditions, as indeed those conditions existed on the 30th of October, where there was a flood alert in force from Natural Resources Wales, the Western Cleddau was in almost flood, and there was a significant flow rate down the river, and this combined with low water on the other side of the weir created those treacherous hydraulic conditions that meant that if you crossed that weir, you were really putting yourself at immense risk. But in effect, what you have is a sometimes referred to as a submerged jump, a recirculating flow where the water sets up a sort of circulation that, if you like, reaches out, in this case, almost to 5 meters away from the weir, that draws people back. If you fall into that recirculation, it sweeps you back at the surface and presses you against the face of the weir. And once there, the current is then trying to drag you under the water, and then will take you away under the water, bring you to the surface again, and then drag you back to the weir. So if you like, it's almost like being caught in a tumble dryer. But while you're being pressed against the weir, obviously you're struggling to breathe, and it's very difficult to escape from. I think it's important to emphasize that this is a safety investigation, and the MAIB, the Marine Accident Investigation Branch, doesn't apportion blame or liability. And our aim is really to investigate accidents to find out what happened, why, and make recommendations to prevent them happening in the future. But our investigation did find that the leaders who led this commercial trip didn't have the training or competence to lead the tour, and their planning and preparation really overlooked the hazard of the weir. They didn't understand that the conditions, the hazard that the conditions on the day had created. The other things we picked up were that they hadn't insisted on all of the participants wearing the correct safety equipment, in particular the wearing of appropriate clothing, the wearing of a buoyancy aid, and really importantly, the wearing of a quick release waist leash. Most paddleboards are provided with ankle leashes, and those are connected, which anybody who's been surfing off the beach will remember that if you attach a surfboard to your ankle or a bodyboard, you'll probably attach it around your ankle, and it's attached with Velcro. The importance of a quick release waist leash is that this allows the wearer to reach down very easily and separate themselves from their board. So if the board becomes trapped, you can swim clear. And that's really important. The other area that our investigation identified was that the signage did not adequately warn river users of the stream hazard posed by the weir. There was a sign there, but there's no indication that people read or understood it. And what we really wanted was the owner of the weir, which was only established during our investigation. I mean, this weir was built in 1966 and had changed hands between a variety of agencies between then and now. But when Welsh Water became aware, we made a recommendation to them that they should conduct an urgent risk assessment and introduce the appropriate risk control measures on a weir, such as you'll see in other weirs around the country, which may mean, obviously, you can have signage, you can have railings that protect the public from falling into the water, and you're also going to have perhaps buoys or even a barrier preventing people crossing the weir so that they're not at risk of drowning. We did identify that the sport deserves better governance. But in fairness, this sport has taken many people by surprise in how popular it's become and how quickly it's grown. I think we quote in the report, it's grown in popularity by almost 300% in only a few years. And I think that's important to realise. So it's come out of nowhere. And the organisation that we made recommendations to are the UK's national sports councils, and that's Sport England, Sport Wales, Sport Scotland and Sport Northern Ireland. And we've asked them or recommended that they can continue with an urgent review of the national governing body or bodies, because it may be more than one organisation, for the sport of stand-up paddleboarding in the UK. And then once they've got that governance in place, they start to ensure that there are clear safety messages that the public can quickly understand and respond to, and equally that the public can access trainers or providers of river tours and expeditions who are properly accredited by the national governing body.